the case of we're not sensitized, we don't know what is happening. He says actually young people are informed that there is that concern. Let's pass on the microphone. Kasese, as one of those districts in the country prone to these calamities, I would call them, at least every other year you would hear.
This is with us. We can be able to advocate, and we have people on board to conserve the environment. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Okay, wow, thank you very much. Let's hear out from the Mbarara University of Science and Technology there. Petroleum engineering becomes an area that has gotten Uganda in international news, especially when it came to your field. Getting to hear that there, fossils and whatever that you actually power into some of the rivers, and generally the pipeline saga, if you remember. But let's bring it back at the Mbarara University of Science and Technology, and generally, anyway, students, we have hopes in you people. What could be the picture there? Actually, you guys, in this, is any percentage of your students worried about the environment? Could they have done something else notably that you can actually pick out and tell the audience?
Thank you so much, moderator. As a student of petroleum engineering, now this becomes somehow a controversial topic for us to discuss.
Yes.
However, I'm glad that my university introduced the aspect of environmental management, which speaks that we are not only concerned about how to extract the oil and how to use it, but also as we do that activity that is, as a country, we hope to earn us a lot of money and increase our revenues. We have to make sure that we are doing it in a sustainable manner, in a manner that is protecting the environment. So as students of petroleum engineering, there are a lot of interventions that we come with in regards to protecting the environment. For example, we have to make sure, personally, we have decided to develop systems that tackle the issue of discharging wastes.
Okay.
We know that as you extract the oil, as you are producing, there are a lot of wastes that come along with it, and we need to make sure that we are ensuring that the disposal is safe for the environment and it is also a sustainable one. So for us, we have come up with a system that makes sure that the toxins that could be released in the environment and cause adverse effects are captured, and they are not just put it to the, for example, the lakes or the rivers and all the water sources. Another thing that we are trying to tackle is gas flaring. Now, for us who do the course, when you are producing, there is a point where, I don't know if some of you have seen these things in movies where they vent the gas and then it's burning out of some vent. So we are also trying to get scientific and technical means of still capturing the toxins out of that gas before it is released. So as students, we are actually very concerned about the environment because this is where we all live and we should be concerned. So we are passionate, and since we have the knowledge, we intend to use it, and I'm glad that Innovation Village is on board. They give us all the facilitation. They help us transform our ideas into reality as students of MAST, and it is a very good invention.
Wow,
thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We will start it off there. She ends it with innovation, and that is our core of this discussion. It is what we should be able to end with. Let's talk about innovation. What needs to be done? What opportunities could be there that we could actually utilize? Have you ever thought of any idea that you could be able to share, but largely focus your discussion on if there are actually some opportunities that we could tap into, innovate, and have this solved? Thank you.
How we can basically solve the issue of the environment, it begins with you. This morning I traveled in a public means transport, And as I was coming, I bought some yogurt from one point. So after taking my yogurt, I had put the tin in which it was somewhere near my seat. And the driver said, please, can you throw it out? You see, it begins with yourself, but I became so disciplined enough that I kept it until where I met the dustbin and I disposed it. So it begins with our self-discipline. How are we disciplined? If you move around the road here, you'll find there is a lot of litter, there's a lot of polythene paper that is thrown around, and which shows that there is indiscipline amongst us as the youth and even the whole environment. Everyone is not concerned. It is nobody's concern. So it takes self-discipline and being concerned about the environment.
So now that that is actually not happening, I don't know, what should we do? You're going to meet someone who says, okay, let's have stickers in these vehicles communicating this message. Don't throw away this. What would you think should actually be done? Yes.
Yeah, like you said, one, we need to advocate for it by being agents of change. As in, one, we have to put out the PR, which shows that we really need environmental change. Like you put it, we can have stickers, we can have flyers, we can have movements. We choose to have a move. We are like the university can choose to say, let's have a move, and we get banners. We are telling the environment around and the publics that we really need to conserve the environment, so that we create also awareness of the dangers, because I have a feeling even some people are doing these things and they don't have even the awareness that it may be dangerous to the environment to just throw a polythene paper or a bottle of water that you have just sipped.
Okay, wow. Thank you very much, Comrade. Let's hear from you. Could there be opportunities that young people could tap into, make a living while they save the environment?
Okay, thank you so much once again, moderator.
Yes.
On the opportunities, there are things that we can do as the youth and we save the climate. There is what we call energy saving stoves. Energy saving stoves, to make them, I think it is a skill that everyone here can handle. This is something that is very simple that everyone can do, and once it is done, it can save the environment. How can it save it? We all know that in our homes we use charcoal, and charcoal comes from trees. We do cut trees to make charcoal. But then these energy saving stoves do use a little firewood to give the fire that can prepare our meals. So if we invest in making these energy saving stoves, one, we earn. Two, we can save the climate. The other thing we can do, we see, like this one said, people just throw away boveda, the empty bottles, anything that can degrade the environment. But I want to give an example of where I come from. There is a place where people do collect all these empty used bottles and they take them there. These bottles, they are used to make some things that can earn them money. So if other youth in a certain area can plan and start such an innovation, it can help them earn and at the same time save the climate.
Okay, wow.
I will talk a bit on what my brother said.
Let's conclude on that in the interest of time. Yes. Let's conclude, yeah?
Okay. Still, knowledge is very important when you are doing this thing, like the innovations to save the climate. You need to create awareness. You have to sensitize, because you may come here and pick the empty used bottles that are around, you burn them, but after burning them, the people don't know why you have burnt them. They don't know the effect of them being just there littered in an area. So we have to educate people, we have to sensitize them so that they do not just litter them anyhow.
Thank you very much. Sensitization, and should you have an idea within that line, then that should be able to actually save a lot. Let's end with you on that matter. The innovation that you think, or an opportunity that you think we need to leverage as young people to actually create ourselves some earning source, but also saving the climate. And shortly after that, we will be able to hear out from you, maybe one or two people, strictly two, I would say, in the interest of time, to comment about whatever that you might want to have as your opinion for this very discussion. Yes, please.
I think as young people, we need to harness green energies. What do I mean when I say green energies? We have biogas. These are things that we can actually do in our homes. We can collect all the biodegradable materials and then we transform it into biogas. We can also look at using solar energy. The sun is available for all of us. So if we think about having electricity or using coal to power our houses, how about we look at installation of solar panels on our houses so that we use that as a form of energy that is not harmful to the environment. And the other thing as youth, I think we need to tap into technology. Innovation, there are a lot of innovations going around, for example, green hydrogen, blue hydrogen, and all those things just need to be harnessed so that we get the full potential out of them. So for me, it's about us tapping into the green energy systems that we can have as the youth so that we save the environment.
Wow, thank you very much. She deserves that hand clap. Do we have anyone in the audience willing to contribute to this very discussion? Yes, we will do that chap, and you have only 1 good minute. Thank you, please.
Okay,
it's fine.
Okay, thank you. My name is Peter Achungwile. I ROTARACT from Kawale Community Club. You talked of environment, and that is my area. That topic really touched my heart. And personally, I have a CBO, which I'm the ED. It deals with environment. It's called Tree UGANDA organization. It plants trees, it collects waste, talk of plastic bottles, talk of every kind of plastic. It's a portions and everything for environmentally friendly disposal. I came up with that idea after seeing what the world is going through. See in Eastern Europe, see in Canada, wildfires are wildfires. It is just because our environment is really harming. We are really harming our environment, which feeds us. And so, we as people, or we as the youth, we have to act responsibly towards our environment.
Okay.
We as the youth, we need to act immediately and save our environment.
Act responsibly and immediately. You don't have to visit Canada Stories. River is here. Right now we are bringing water from Kagera to join the River Rizi. That, of course, should be one study case that you could actually utilize and act responsible and immediately.
Yes. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sawante John Bosco from Bara University of Science and Technology doing computer science. In regards to climate change as the youth, my submission is like, how about if us the youth would look at tapping from the financial perspective of coming up with ideas that could be looking at a perspective of protecting the environment, but at the same time earning us something in pocket. Because at the times, the activities that we do and they end up into, let's say we can say destruction of the environment, it is just because we want to earn some cash. But now, we look at there are some innovations we can come up with. For example, like I know of a friend who came up with an idea of coming up with designs using these empty bottles. Like after taking water, people just dump bottles anywhere. But now, he gets these bottles and uses them as decoration. And now, it means in that sense, is earning out of that in terms of people hiring him to decorate their environment, in terms of homes, and at the same time, is protecting the environment from such kind of wasted products of plastics. So let's look at how we can tap into climate change, but at the same time earning us something in pockets. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, JB, for that. Now, we will be able to, I told you, we'll be able to have some products that we are all going to actually build together. Our time is fast spent. We have less than 5 minutes, but in those 5 minutes, trust me, we should be able to demonstrate what actually that product is all about. And when it is done, I'm sure I would have been told it is going to be placed at CPP so that it is actually in use. JB, kindly please take on the floor and we will be able to have that. And as he comes, the Innovation Village looks at ideas that you have. In case you have any idea in climate, we link you to funding opportunities that are running, help you apply together, and trust me, we have so many of those that are looking at climate and green enterprise. I will hand over to JB. Yes, please. And yes, as he gets ready, thank you very much for allowing to talk to us this afternoon and for being some cool audience. Please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Baptist Bashave. I'm an engineer by profession and someone who has a lot of love for carpentry. So in front of you is a product. We chose to make it out of wood, not plastic, because you're trying to conserve the environment. It is a bin for collection of plastic material. So, okay, let me place this here. So what you see in the sides here, we are going to put these designs of plastic running from top to bottom. We are trying to reduce the plastic contamination in the environment. So it's what we're using to actually design this product. As you can see, those who are close, up here are some nails. So we are putting these, we are joining these plastic bottles with a string of thread or metal, and then we are connecting them together. So it has a handle. You could open it, dump your content, your plastic, and looking at the design, when someone opens it and he lets it go, it might fall. So we put this adjustable piece of rod to help it so that when someone opens it, this opens automatically. See this? So it can stand so firmly on the ground. Yeah, it's a dust bin, so for putting in your plastic material. Then, because it is made out of wood, which is quite heavy, we gave it a system of rollers. There are 4 rollers down, so that as you're trying to move it, you don't need to carry it. You just have to kind of slide it. Yes. What I would want is to have a contribution from you. If you look at this product, what do you think we can really add in to make it a better product? How would we make this a better product?
Okay, I think, how many people do you want? I think two will be enough in the interest of time.
It's all right.
Thank you. I think in regards to conserving the environment, using wood would mean there is a tree that has been cut somewhere. So why wouldn't you find an alternative to wood?
Thank you. That was timely and you hit the challenge. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Before, maybe I'll give you a recommendation on what you should really add. Haven't actually understood how the product will actually do the work in a bid to save the climate. So can you please tell me about the product? Because actually, as a person, I haven't understood how the product will save the environment. Thank you.
So we are reducing the contamination of plastic, getting plastic bottles and making designs like this out of them instead of leaving them to be littered around.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's end this in the interest of time. She was very, very right in observing this. This whole downer part should be, we should be able to use plastic bottles, yeah? Because anyway, after all, it's, it should be outside there. You're using it to dump in whatever that you can be able to dump in. But it could also use any other kind of bottle to be your roundry basket, whatever that you can be able to actually use it for. So in the interest of time, we had thought each one of us is going to come in and add a line of bottles, but the time won't allow. He will go ahead, finish the product, and it will actually be delivered at CPP. Otherwise, we just think that you could utilize the innovation space that is available. Why I brought in this ball, for instance, that as I end, is to remind us who played this game with this kind of a ball, those back in the days, yeah? So, meanwhile, I should have passed in the microphone, but what was unique with it is that, should I make it and own it, yeah? If Sankara, for instance, made this ball and owned it back in the days, I was the king of the pitch, yeah? You had nothing to say, yeah? I would choose who will play, I will choose who won't. Should you substitute me, I can go away with my ball. Like, even if the referee says this is a penalty, I could still say no. And if you don't want, we are taking away our ball, yeah? And that is what happens with innovation. That if I create something, it gives me the freedom, yeah? I will set the price, I will set whatever that will be able to come with that innovation, and I basically set the rules around that very innovation, yeah? So if he could say, my thing here, I'm going to add ABCD and I will sell you at 200. Well, you could say it is too expensive, but if you don't want, you leave it. If you want, you'll come and buy. It's the power that comes with innovation, and we are saying, could we actually utilize the space now that is available? All eyes are on us, willing to support innovation. Otherwise, we call it a session from the Innovation Village, Mbarara. Thank you.
Thank you so much, the team from Innovation Village. Ladies and gentlemen, let's please clap for them. People have questions though. I don't know why you're running away. We have 5 minutes for questions. Ambition?
Thank you very much. I just didn't understand how they are going to finish it. And I think they brought it here to demonstrate to us. We were supposed to finish it, but I don't know, since we haven't done it, how the person who will do it will actually do it.
All right. So, as I said, it has nails around here, beneath this piece of wood, even the bottom one. There are some nails around here. So we are passing a metal through the plastic bottles, and then we tie it to this nail and this nail for all of them. Then we do that for all the 4 open faces. And it's done. What's remaining is just varnishing, and then we are done.
Okay, okay. Okay. 3 minutes to go. Please put your hand up if you have a question.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the innovation. But then my question or my thinking, as we are conserving the environment, we are considering in people, or actually other people. So where do you put people with PWDs, people with disabilities? Are you being considerate to them? Because as I look at our dustbin or the innovation that you've made, it is considering with the people that can ably, open and dump. How about the PWDs?
All right, thank you for the clarification. I think that is going to be a modification in the design of the innovation. All right.
Okay. Do you have any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? You have? All right. Please ask. After, I'll come to you, Luboa. Chadondo, sorry.
But like in the very first place, if I see a product, I don't think if you had to put like in mind the human okay, like maybe the interactive part with like the humans. Let's say that in the first place, like I've come and I've seen your product, I really want to use it. I'm ignorant about how you made it, even how it's going to operate. Do you really think that as a person from deep down there in the villages, we really understand what you are really making? Thank you.
Well, yeah, you're right. Because it's a new product with a new design, someone who has never seen it, it might really be hard for them to know what it does. But well, maybe through marketing, people could come to know what it's actually doing. But from the design, it can actually work as a casket of clothes or as a dustbin.
So, because of this day, we were looking at something that someone can use from whatever that they have, yeah? Ideally, this should only have the edges, and the rest of it is supposed to be bottles, yeah? And placed somewhere for a collection of, again, either bottles or whatever that can be actually be able to use. So instead of throwing the bottles, make as many as these, place them somewhere for people to use as dumping sites. When we gave him a challenge, unfortunately or fortunately, he took it up as an engineering student to add whatever that he could be able to add. But otherwise, in simple terms, can we have bottles used as dumping kind of bins? It's as simple as that, yeah? It doesn't have to, have AI in it, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much, the team from the Innovation Village. You have a question? All right, please ask. Please make it quick.
Thank you so much. My name is Muhammad Chadondo. I come from the ROTARACT Club of Lubowa, Kampala. My concern is, I see the dustbin has a lot of wood. Remember, we are trying to save the environment. How about we concentrate at having those threads that you talked about and the metals only and plastics? Reason being, us having a lot of wood and yet we are saving the environment, I don't think that by having hundreds of them, we will have saved the environment, but rather destroying something to come up with something again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any more questions? Or suggestions or recommendations? Okay, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's please clap for the Innovation Village team. Hey guys, we can do better, we can do better. Let's please clap for the team from the Innovation Village. Wonderful. First, I'd like to thank them so much for hosting us today. Is there anything else before you close? Okay. Just for the concluding remarks. Sir? All right, looks like we are done here for this particular session. Do you have any concluding remarks? All right, wonderful. So the Innovation Village has hosted us today, and I'm hoping that as ROTARACT clubs in Western region, we can onboard them as partners because they've shown us what they can do and how they can help us. And as a matter of fact, they are the ones who are hosting us here, and they provided us with the meal. Please clap for them for that. Besides that, ADRR Rukundo, please make sure that it happens, that we can onboard them as partners and we can add them to our flyers all through. So that is TIV Mbarara, right? The Innovation Village Mbarara. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I am going to hand over to to one of the host presidents of the ROTARACT Club of Mbarara to take us through the norms, the ROTARACT norms. Thereafter, we will have the team that is here for Ray, the Ray team, talk to us, and then we will have the governor address us. So, over to you, President Gilbert.
Thank you very much, Retractor Peter Kataremwa, and thanks to the Innovation Village, our DG, the country chair, the AGs around, past AGs, ADRs, presidents, you're welcome to today's district governor's visit. And at this moment, without wasting time, I'll call fellowship to order with the following appointments. We shall have the grace by the President, ROTARACT Club of MUBS, Mbarara Campus, President Sandra. A royal toast by the President, ROTARACT Club of UGANDA, Retractor Rebecca. Then the forward test by the President, ROTARACT Club of Kasese, President Ishmael. And finally, the goals of ROTARACT by the President of ROTARACT Club of Mbarara City, President Elioda. I kindly request we get up standing for the norms.
Let's have the grace for what we have and about to receive. May we be truly grateful and ever mindful of the needs of the others.
Thank you, President. Let's raise a toast to the President. To the President of the Republic of Uganda.
Thank you, President. We are going to recite the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. 1, is it the truth? 2, is it fair at all concerned? 3, is it all concerned?
If you think we can, please, let's recite the goals of ROTARACT together. The goals of ROTARACT are: the first, to develop professional and leadership skills. Second, to emphasize respect for the right of others and promote ethical standards and dignity of all useful occupation. The third, provide the opportunity for young people to address the needs and concerns of the community and the world. The fourth, provide opportunity for working in cooperation with sponsoring Rotary clubs. And then the last one is to motivate young people for eventual membership in Rotary. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'll hand over to you, Peter Kataremwa.
Thank you so much, President. At this point, I will not introduce the chair for Ray. He will do that himself. However, one thing I know about him is that he's a member in good standing of the ROTARACT Club of Kampala Muyenga Breeze. And most importantly, he's the district projects chair for ROTARACT District 9214. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me as we welcome Sir Alex Woji. Alex?
Thank you, Sugar. In case you didn't know, he's called Sugar. He's from Kampala, and his club is Natete Kampala, and he's due to be Rotarian, and I think in one of the fellowships that are going to follow, he will be inducted. Ladies and gentlemen, our DG, our country chair, our presidents, I will welcome you once again as this is an event that was planned to launch Ray in Western Uganda and also act as our first Western mega caravan, since we have very many presidents from different clubs. So I will welcome you to this event. Innovation Village, thank you very much for hosting us. Today I didn't travel alone. I have a team, and because of having enough emotional support, I'll request Fatil and Chadondo and Sugar himself to just join me through. I'll begin by introducing the team I came with and what we're doing, and then I'll go into what Ray is, because I'm sure people have questions of what Ray is and all that. First, as Sugar introduced me, I'm Sab Woji. Yeah, my club is Kampala Muyenga Breeze, and I'm serving as a district projects chair for this year, and also doubling as a ROTARACT Earth Initiative chair for this year. And next to me is Mzaya Fatil. He's from Machindia West. He's serving as the assistant chair and also the sponsorship chair. So the guy responsible to make sure that we have all the resources we need to have a successful year of different Ray initiatives. Then the gentleman here in Mutema is Chadondo Mohammed. He's from Rakuluboa, the one in Kampala, as he shared earlier. He leads all the caravans, and he's also our registration chair. So whoever has registered, or whoever is having challenges in registration is the gentleman that is in the background. And then Sugar there is our accommodations chair. Sugar is called Katalemwa Peter. Yeah, but you can comfortably call him Sugar. He has no problem with that. He's the person who's going to make sure that we have good accommodation, and also we have a good time as we spend the main Ray event, which will happen in Tungamo in this weekend. So guys, last week in Kampala, we officially launched Ray, Tungamo edition. And I was able to share various points with the people who attended there. First, I first thanked everyone who was there and everyone who has been attending the past Ray initiatives since Nakasongola to the last one we had recently in Masaka. Those that have always been through various situations and have different complaints and different good things that gotten from Ray. It was a day where we appreciated all everyone, recognized different people who are there. And this also today, I would want us to do the same. I would want to thank everyone who has been contributing and attending different Ray initiatives ever since they were launched in 2015. I'm seeing very many faces that I've seen on various events and also various initiatives of tree planting and also saving our environment. This year again, we would want also to welcome you for the same. And the good thing for the western part of the country, I think this is, apart from the one we had in Bushenyi, and I think the other side of Fort, this will be, I think, in very many years, it is the first we're having this side, and shall be just here in Intungamo. We expect to have maximum attendance and maximum contribution from the western clubs. That is why when we got the program, the DJ will be visiting the clubs here, I requested that please also include us on your program. You can be able to still talk to you, the presidents, because at the end of the day, Ray is made up of different clubs. Contribution from different clubs makes Ray activities happen and also makes the project be able to run. This year, we are targeting to plant at least 30,000 trees, and we have already started. For the launch, we planted 152 trees in different divisions of Kampala. That is last weekend. Today we carried 110 trees to Mbarara. in the morning, we've been able to plant about 40 at CPP. We did some at Intare, and we have a few that we're going to plant here. So we started on the journey. Ray, also something to note, is not only about planting trees, it is saving the environment. So this year, apart from the 30,000 trees, we are going to also continue with our climate symposium. Though a little bit, we are having a few changes. The first one we had in Masaka, it was on the Ray weekend, but all of us saw that we didn't really get the real impact. So this time around, we are having it a month after the main Ray event. So we shall communicate the dates, and it will mostly focus on interactors that will come together to be able to discuss, because we believe once we empower these young people, they're the ones that are going to save the environment more than some of us are already aging. So I think we believe if we start preparing these people to know that they have to also be part of this journey of the environment and saving it, that would be very good. Then the other thing, we are also continuing with the menstrual hygiene. At least we are looking at least giving at least 1,000 reusable sanitary pads. Someone asked me a question last time that isn't 1,000 a small number? But my answer was very, very simple. Most times it's always different steps we always take. One pack of those 1,000 pads, one pack contains 4 pads. And AfriPads, the partner who has been giving us these pads, based on what they advise us, that one pack can run a girl for at least 2 years using that same sanitary pad, because it is reusable. They have 4 pads in there. So I believe that if you give 1,000 this year, and this person, that means that you have saved at least these 1,000 people from using these non-reusable sanitary pads that they keep disposing of, and they are all totally wasting the environment. So we believe that if we begin with that number, we continue. So every year, because the first time we gave out pads, it was in, I think it was in Koboko. I think there were about 1,500 sanitary pads, and we believe something was done. So even this year, we're looking at least 1,000 pads, and also we're going to train. That means those that won't be able to get a chance to receive the free one, they will learn how to make one. Then number 3, we're also going to be able to look at waste management. We had a chance to be able to visit in Tungamo, and we did an assessment there, and we found that waste management is a very big problem. We had a chance to visit where River Rizi that comes, I think it's only water source to Mbara that comes this side, and the waste in that river is disappointing. So we thought through discussing with the NEMA person in Tungamo, the municipality, what could be some of the solutions. And we saw that one of the solutions is being able to manage waste disposal. So we said this year we want to donate at least 10 waste collection points in the entire town, that at least we believe that if a person moving around with a water bottle or a plastic of using it, sometimes they dispose it anywhere just because they don't have anywhere to put it. So we believe if we donate those ones, it will also be able to contribute to that. So those things are one of our biggest focuses for this year, and we're doing those activities throughout the entire year. We started already, and our main event will be in Tungamo. And since we have the Fountain of Honor in Rotary in Uganda, and this will one for the DG here, this project or this program has been running, and I'm very, very sure that you're aware of it. We have very many things that we've been, discussing with the committee, and feeling that at least we still need more support and joining hands with the Rotarians. In your first fellowship in Chisubi, you communicated that ROTARACTers, we're not beggars, we just need support. We prepare these programs, and then what is sometimes missing or hinders us from delivering is that extra support. So we believe that with you here, ours with you, we believe that whatever is still missing this entire program or project, we'll be able to at least find ways of solving it or being able to have it capped. I don't know if I've left out anything. And I think, yes. Okay, you allow me, since I didn't travel alone, Chadondo is a very good MC and speaker. I'll give him a chance to be able to finalize, since we have more 5 minutes from what time Peter gave us.
Thank you so much, Chair Alex. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My work is simple. I am only here to request all of us to kindly register and participate in RAY. Registration is free, but it is incomplete until you have paid. So ladies and gentlemen, the link is all over our friends of WhatsApp groups. Kindly tap the link, register. And the good thing is that even when you register and you make a mistake in your form, you can come back to it and then edit it. So I will be able to see who has edited and all that. And lastly, when you're registering, there is a question that says upload a photo of payment. that shows that it's proof. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't post your selfies. Many people have been sending me their photos. Kindly take a picture of your receipt, then upload that. And then the other thing is, dear DG, maybe Alex Woji feared to mention this. Allow me first and foremost to reintroduce myself to you. My name is Muhammad Chadondo. I come from the ROTARACT Club of Ruboa. But it is Wachiso. Eugene reminded me. DG, we would like to thank you for supporting Ray from its formative stages until here. And still in the same spirit, we wish in the same spirit, DG, you provide us with the transport. The bus, that one. Yes. At least amongst the few, in my capacity that I can request from you, at least the bus is also Wolozi server. And as I know, when the DG comes up to speak, at least we shall have 4 buses after here. And then, ladies and gentlemen, in the same spirit, I am the caravan's chair. I am going to be moving around different regions, trying to solicit money that is going to help us make this project a wonderful one. And in the same spirit, before we leave, how about we contribute some money towards Ray activities? Thank you so much for listening to me.
I refuse to leave this platform without saying a word. I am not good at speaking English over the weekend. If we were in the center, I would be speaking Luganda. But with due respect, I am the most unserious person in this hall today. I feel very sad when people are taking life too serious, because I'm seeing everyone is serious, we are paying a lot of attention. I don't know whether whatever we are saying is making sense or it's not making sense. So please, with the exception of the high table, allow us to at least stand up and stretch. Please, let us stand up and stretch. Please, let us stand up and stretch. Let us stretch. It's healthy. It is not allowed to take life too serious. It is to that matter, therefore, that when we are going for the Ray, we are not only going to plant trees. We are going to go for vibes. You should say hi to your neighbor. I know some of you don't know each other. Say hi to your neighbor, with the exception. Please, say hi to your neighbor. Say hi to your neighbor. Yes. Someone is already charging. Please don't charge. Don't charge yet. We shall charge at the end of it all. Yes, we can take our seats. We can resume our seats. What our previous speakers were saying, please, maybe they skipped a part where all the contribution that is received from each individual is going to be reflected on their club activity, and you are also allowed. We are going to also recognize clubs that have supported us. We shall recognize them, and you are allowed to report this in your monthly reports and progress reports. So whatever you're giving in kind is not only going to help us purchase the trees and also purchase the sanitary pads and also get the waste collection facilities, but it's going to create impact onto the people of Ntungamo. We are already receiving reports from Ntungamo whereby they are waiting for us. I don't know. How many of us have attended Ray before? By show of hands, please. A few of us. Okay, please. The rest of us who have not attended Ray, what are you waiting for? What are you going to attend other than Ray? Please. The link is everywhere. If you don't have the link, you can reach out to any of us. The link is available. Let us register. And it's 150,000 shillings. I don't know whether the registration chair looked at a fair price for the Western clubs. I don't know yet. But chair will kindly guide on that. At this point, therefore, I would like us to buy trees. It's better for us to buy some trees because these trees are going to save the environment. And let me tell you one thing. We are going to plant fruit trees, over 20,000 fruit trees in Ntungamo. Just sit down and reflect the amount of money that you're going to give, the trees that you are going to buy. This is a fruit tree that is going to stay. We are not going to plant eucalyptus trees, where after 5 years, someone is going to cut them and get money. But we are going to plant fruit trees where we are going to create an impact on food security. Yeah? Imagine someone is going to eat 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years later, is going to eat a fruit out of the tree that you planted now. So let us not be mean with ourselves. A tree is 2,000 shillings, and as I hand over the microphone, Chair, I'll buy 10 trees for now. Only for now.
Thank you very much, Fatil, sponsorship chair. And in the same spirit, allow me request for Sugar. I don't know if you can permit us just to use a few minutes, because it is just a simple gesture. It will not be 5. Thank you very much. For that activity that will be led by our sponsorship chair, as the first contributor, he will choose his collection person. We shall do that. But then, there are 2 things that I wanted also to communicate about. We've been getting feedback from mostly the members in the Western clubs, saying, how can a person from Kampala pay 150K and also a person from Kampala pays 150K? I asked the person who asked that, how much would you want to pay? Yeah, how much would you want to pay? Anyone who can, just random, because they're all from West, how much would you want to pay? Yes? 50K. Thank you very much. That's okay. Any other person who has want to suggest something? How much? Yes? 100K. Yes? 70K. 100 is good. Thank you very much. So, the other next thing we did with the team is we broke down the 150K, what it covers for a person. 1, we have you for 2 nights and 3 days in Intungamo. Feeding you, housing you. You get it. Someone says, some of us can just drive ourselves there or take a taxi of 7,000 and get there. Yeah. There, and then it is okay. But the key thing is very, very simple. As we asked Jadondo, requesting the DG to give us buses, some of the things like transport, we always get them from sponsors, because as we decide the fee to pay, we don't include most of those, because we know we shall move around, go to the DG, look for Vivo, look for what, get some of those, because that money, if you break it down, from meals, from accommodation, from the internal movements, where we're planting trees is about 20 kilometers from Tungamo. It's up there in the hills. So you find that if you can't add all those costs, in case you're adding refreshments, other things that we're getting, you find that 150K ziguao. But as you've suggested your amounts to pay, sponsorship chair and the entire team are going to look at you, because we asked that question, how much would you want to pay, and no one gave an answer. But we believe that we shall get back to, but we believe emitwalo 15 twali tubayise konyo tezimala na kumala. You get it? So if you're to support this initiative, I believe you deducting a 50K from it. So after that, allow me hand over to sponsorship chair, use the 3 minutes left to just do. He gave us 10 trees. As the chair, I'll get slightly higher. I'll do 11 trees. Thank you very much.
No, you can't do 11. Please be fair. Yes, paid cash. Okay. Can we get another microphone? And before registration chair moves around, please, you need to buy trees. Yeah, we are leaders who
You are my
example.
bosses. I am buying 5 trees.
Okay.
I
need them, come on.
Yeah.
Thank you. Daphne, come, let us collect money.
Yes, we can in the same spirit declare trees in our clubs.
Please, you can.
You can also
we have
please.
a few minutes. We can. Looks like a lady here has something to say.
I'll buy 10 trees.
10 trees. And please, before you have given us money, you don't have money now. But when someone says they're buying 10 trees, we give them a thunder of hand clap, okay? Because even when you also say you're going to give us the number of trees, we shall.
We do not have cash. Do you have mobile money?
Payment? Yes, we have e-payment, yeah? Treasurer's number, yes. Thank you so very much. The number, eh? We are going to read the number. Yes, Chadon, I hope you are moving around.
Yeah, Becky is also buying us 5 trees. I hope the ROTARACT Club of UGANDA.
Yes, please.
Will.
Let us appreciate people who are buying us trees.
Yes.
It's really important.
Dixon Alinda from ROTARACT Bushenyi is buying 10 trees.
Thank you, Dixon.
Thank you so much, Dixon.
Banange tukube ku ngalo.
Friends, if you don't have money, you can pledge as well. The number? The treasurer's number?
Treasurer number is 0704.
0704.
549.
Hold up. 0704.
MTN and Airtel is sending is the same thing, the same charges. 704. It's the same, they're the same charges. Yes. 0704 549
549
658
658.
Trevor
Wanderama. 15
trees. Thank you so very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us clap. Your Rotarian God live Naevare.
We need to
bought 15 trees. Afande Isma. Country Chair, the gentleman here, his name is Ismaila. You share the same name. Please declare your trees.
I'm buying 5 trees for myself and 5 for the person who shares my name. 10 trees.
Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us clap for the Ismails.
Let us clap for Ismail, please.
I hope the other Ismails also.
For Rotarian Eugene. Thank you, ROTARACT Club of UGANDA. They have bought 7.5 trees for Eugene. 7.5. Thank you so very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we need, in the same spirit, to applaud Eugene. Eugene brought Pepsi on board
yes, it was Eugene's
as a
effort to have
sponsor.
Pepsi on board.
So buying the 7.5 trees at least, yes. Pepsi gives water and soda.
Thank you. My name is Sandra, the president of ROTARACT Club of MOOBS, and I'm buying 10 trees.
Thank you so very much, Sandra. Thank you, President. Yes, the moment you see Sugar coming to me, he's saying time is up. Please, we have 1 minute left. 658. Yes?
My name is Kopsinger Grace.
Thank you, President. She's the president of Mbarara University, right? Thank you, President.
Buying us 10 trees.
Thank you, Rotarian. People are mean with hand claps.
Allow me before the Reverend.
Kaveko.
Before we continue, DG, the South Ankole Diocese.
Doesn't that deserve a very big hand clap? Thank you. Okay.
Thank you very much. I'm Reverend Edmund Mwesije, in charge of development for South Sankore Diocese. And first of all, I appreciate you for considering us to save the environment by planting trees. And we are ready to collaborate with you because I'm in charge of all the projects in the diocese, so I know that I will handle as long as we work together. So as of contributing on buying of trees, I will buy 10 trees.
Thank you so much, Stephen Katonda. 10 trees from the diocese. You're not the cashier. Any other hand? And ladies and gentlemen, Rotarian Wesley also bought 5 trees. Hey, Sajawa plot 13, you know.
Yes, hello. Me and I'm part of the Mbara University ROTARACT Club, and me and my friend Mukoli, we are going to add 5 more trees to our President Grace.
Thank you so much. Daphne, please do the needful, and you collect our trees from there.
My name is Kaganzi Kriston. I am the road director from Rotary Club of Mbara City. I serve as the club treasurer, and I'm going to buy 5 trees.
5 trees. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Ediara Zulaika has also bought 5 trees. They are not from Kasese, they are from Zulaika. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for supporting us. And we are still coming to your clubs. This has been a sampling ground. Allow me hand over to Rotarian Peter Katalema.
Thank you so much. I take the honor. I'll be a Rotarian soon. Ladies and gentlemen, please clap for the Ray team. And also clap for yourselves for contributing to the trees that we are going to plant in Tungamo. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like at this point to invite the District Youth Services Chair, Rotarian Angel Chiseka, to speak to us very briefly, who will in turn invite the country chair for Uganda to also speak to us and invite the governor thereafter. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Rotarian Angel Chiseka.
Thank you, Peter. Good afternoon, friends. I just want to remind you that I served with Peter as the Changemaker President, the President of the Rotary Club of Natete, as he was the President of the Rotary Club of Natete. And every time people ask me where my president is, they always use the statement of, where is your short president? But much as he was, he did things that were not worth his sight. There were a little more. Friends, as we gather this afternoon, I just want to thank mainly Rotaractors, my fellow Rotaractors, for the much work that you're doing out there as we extend service to humanity. I want to thank you for all the time you're putting in and your resources to see that we better this community. Having served as a Rotaractor for 13 years before I moved on to Rotary, I know how much it is and how much you really put in to see that we better these communities. I want to thank you very much. And I also want to thank you for sparing time to be with us today morning and till this afternoon. Some appreciation goes to the respective clubs led by your respective presidents. Thank you very much. As your Youth Service Director, I really appreciate every single effort. And I want to promise you that I will always be available as and when required to extend my support every time it is required. This afternoon, I just want to emphasize on one main thing, that is working in partnership with our sponsoring Rotary clubs. Gone are the days when there's always that saying that used to come around in the circles that Rotarians are looking at Rotaractors as beggars. And I want to assure you, yes, we looked to be that because of how we always presented ourselves to the Rotarians. Our governor here can testify. I joined ROTARACT when our sponsoring club was just a year old, and we really looked like beggars because every time we needed something, that is when we went to our Rotary clubs. But because of the guidance we are given, every now and then, that happened to change with my respective club and the clubs with whom we share that information. So my emphasis this afternoon is we are lucky. These things have changed. We are no longer just kids, as it is Mother Club. We are actually partners with our Rotary clubs. I want to remind you that we simply need to work with our sponsoring clubs if we really want to see things move. Let's plan with them. The kind of example I can give is Peter here. We started the year, we planned together, we worked together, and we achieved together. I think it is the same thing that is happening in my club and many other clubs that have accepted to see Rotaractors as partners. So if we are here and our mother clubs are actually not looking at us as partners, kindly let's face them and let's remind them that we are partners. That is the only way we shall achieve our goals and see these communities get better. I felt I need to emphasize that so that we pick something from it as we move together and further. I want to call on you all to support the different projects put in place. For example, to start with the ROTARACT Earth Initiative. Let's register, let's support the team, let's say that we green our environment. I also want to encourage you to support the DRR's signature project, which is ending polio. We all know how much polio has affected this world, and if only we come together and support the causes, that is the only way we shall see polio leave this world. Kindly let's support, let's contribute to the Polio Foundation, and in that way we shall end polio. I also want to encourage you to support the governor's signature project. Him being a teacher is so passionate about education, and this year's signature project is basic education and literacy. Please, let's do something out there. Let's support our brothers and sisters so that they attain basic education and they can be good citizens of this world. As I conclude, I want to commit my support to all Rotaractors and the different clubs. Please reach out to me every time you need any kind of support, and I'll definitely support within my means. And I also want to put something into the Ray pocket. I'll contribute 50 trees. Thank you. As we started this Rotary, I committed that I will always be a man of few words, and we shall do more action. So I want to conclude my address as I invite our country chair, Jan Ismail Mukasa, to invite our governor. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rotan Angel. You remind me of that song called Angela of Nansa. I don't know if we have an Angela here, but that's your name anyway. Good afternoon, colleagues. Governor, through you, allow me just challenge one of your patronages, Rotani Engine. I'm not sure your grandparents in Uganda call you Eugene. I know you're called Engine, but just for clarity, please stand on one leg. Today being a Saturday. Just to confirm that you took Mountain Dew last night, Eugene, stand on one leg. Please stand on one leg. Please. Eugene. Colleagues, allow me, before I introduce the governor, recognize protocol. Because in a gathering like this one where the governor is, then we must do that. So our district governor, that I will introduce officially, host presidents, the ADRR. I get confused, Governor, if ambition is not in his, what is it called, that jumpsuit. The District Executive Secretary, Ambition Bayron Mwine, who also comes from the same club like myself, the ROTARACT Club of Kajansi, where I'm a member in good standing. The area support officer for this region, and also immediate past president of the Rotary Club of Mbarara, Return God live Naebare, you can just stand and wave. Ambition, you didn't stand. Colleagues, that's a hand clap for a barrio chairperson in my village. In the same way, I also recognize all presidents who are here. Governor, I invited, in my professional life, I'm an insurer. I invited our branch manager for Mbarara branch, Immaculate Akatkwasa, just stand and wave to the people. To all the organizers of this event, in the last less than 30 days, the governor and I and Rotary Yahweh have been in the West thrice. We spent a weekend in Kisoro. Last weekend we were in Kabale, where we met the Rotary Club of Kabale City, Kabale, Lake Bunyonyi information, and then went to Chihai, where Daffin, I don't know what you served us, but at least we got home safely. Please clap for President Daffin as well. As a person in charge of the governor's schedule for the year, we had planned to have governor meet you for 2 full days, Friday and Saturday. One was meant to be the launch of Ray, and then meeting all the ROTARACTors of the Western region. Guided by why governor said he will be meeting ROTARACTors in groups or clusters. He's already done with the ROTARACTors of Central Region, and so this was the official visit. With the guidance of DES Ambition, this function was joined or combined to meet you today, and we're glad all is going well. There was certainly a glitch in time management. It's only our humble prayer that we work on it, and I know he'll bring out that clearly. So my next bit is to officially introduce the district governor. For avoidance of doubt, for all official functions, the district governor ought to be introduced in his official capacity. A district governor is a professional teacher, an educational entrepreneur who owns a minimum of 3 secondary schools. He is a founder and director of the Pride College School, Lungala Mpiji, that's at Masaka Road. But again, he had one that he started when he was only 23 years in his final year at campus, and that's the Rubaga Mixed High School, Narukorongo campus. This he started in 2003 when he was a third-year student at Mackay University. Having been someone to run with the schools for that long, he has over the years sharpened his governance acumen. And in that, he has been invited to sit and chair several boards of governance for many schools. These, among others, include St. Jude Primary School, Bulenga, St. Barger's College, Nadangira, Our Lady of Africa Secondary School, Namiryango, that's Mukono campus, St. Mark's College, Namagoma, St. Mary's College, Lugazi, Mother Kevin Secondary School, Lugazi, Ndeba Secondary School in Kayunga, Bugerere, St. Augustine's College, Wachiso. Our governor is also the chairman of the Uganda Teachers Examinations Scheme and a board member of the proprietors of private education institutions in Uganda. He is a man of faith. As a matter of fact, I had not heard of a name Francisco until I met him. And then Angel Chiseka, for avoidance of doubt, he told me someone called Francisco must be having a rosary as tall as sugar. So that is on a lighter note. The governor is the deputy head of laity of Buloba Catholic Parish and is privileged to serve as the patron of the Lord's Servants Choir, Ndeba, so he can sing as well. His Rotary life. The governor joined the Rotary Club of Natete, Kampala in 2007 at a tender age of 27. Sawoji, let me repeat this. Governor became a Rotarian at 27. You can use that information the way you want. He rose through the ranks and he served as a president of that club in the Rotary year 2014-2015. He's attended over 9 district conferences and assemblies, 4 Rotary International Conventions, and 3 All-Africa Zone Institutes. I think we can clap for that. He has served as a Vice Country Chair ROTARACT Uganda in the year 2015-16, District Youth Service Chair, that's for Uganda and Tanzania, in 2016-17, served as Assistant Governor twice in the years 2017-18 and then 18-19. He later served as the Inter-Country Committee Chair in 2019-20, as a Country Chair Uganda in 21-22, and he is currently a member of the District 9213-9214 Rotary Vijana Power Board. He is an honorary member of the Rotary Clubs of Mukono, Mbarara, Bwebaja, Bwerenga, and Buloba. His philanthropist life. The governor is a major donor, level 1. Thank you. He is a Paul Harris Society member and a Bequest Society member, level 2. The governor this year allowed us to mention that he is happily married to Angela Semwanga. I repeat that. Not many people are allowed to say they are happily married. So he's happily married to Angela Semwanga, and they are blessed with children. Governor Francisco believes that every person or individual has the capacity to achieve his or her full potential as long as he or she is determined, dedicated, focused, irrespective of his or her economic background. He greatly subscribes to the former US President Barack Obama's mantra of yes we can. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you our District Governor, Francisco Semwanga. Thank you so much. You can take your seats. So Rotarian Chadondo, sorry, Rotractor Chadondo. In the faith of Islam and money not being inseparable, you know, obusiraamu ne ssente bye bimu. I also contribute that much to the Ray Caravan as we start. Thank you so much. MC Sugar, I think we need to be guided if that was also the invitation of the district governor. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, can I now request you once again to stand? Make sure we realize that you're standing as we receive our district governor, Francisco Semwang.
So thank you very much. Our country chair, Ismail Mukasa, our district youth services chair, Angel Chiseka, and all the host presidents and all the leaders whose protocol has already been observed. So I also stand on that protocol, and I say good afternoon to you all. Good afternoon to you all. Yes, we expect out of vibe from the youth. One of the panelists here said the youth have energy and they have the knowledge. And that those are very, very important qualities which are really required for success. But I also want to recognize the priest from the diocese which gave us the trees. So you are most welcome, and thank you so much for the generosity. I'm so happy to be part of this gathering this morning and afternoon. I'm happy to be hosted by the clubs in Western Uganda as far as ROTARACT is concerned. Of course, I've seen some ROTARACTers whom we met in Kabale 2 weeks ago, but they have again traveled to join us here. We thank you for the warm welcome, the hospitality, and all the work you are doing in this part of the region. I know veteran ROTARACTers like Eugene, they have played a very important role in promoting ROTARACT in this part of the region. Let us clap for him. No, they cannot stand for you, they can only stand for me. So that one shows that you want to organize a coup against my office, which is very, very unfair. But we appreciate all the service you are doing in this part of the region as ROTARACTers. I'm excited of the different projects which you are undertaking. Yesterday, I was privileged to travel to a primary school called Ralire Primary School. I was taken there by the Rotary Club of Mbarara, but I saw the huge projects and transformation that has been undertaken by the ROTARACT Club of Mbarara in that school. So we clap for them. So President of ROTARACT Mbarara and your team, I salute you. They renovated about 3 or 4 classroom blocks. They gave them a water tank, and they are providing the school with scholastic materials. I was amazed by the great work these ROTARACTers are doing in that school. And in most of the gatherings I've been speaking to, I said these projects which some of the ROTARACT clubs are doing are even more than in magnitude than the projects which some Rotary clubs are doing. So I salute you, and we should clap for ourselves. With the Elevate ROTARACT, we encourage you as ROTARACTers to tap into those opportunities which Elevate ROTARACT, brought by Rotary International, has brought, and also at our district level. The other time we had a training for district youth service chairs by the youth directors of clubs, and Eugene represented you and even gave a presentation. And we as a district, we gazetted this year some grants for you at the district level, which you can access and do some small grants of about 2,000, 2,500, and you can access up to a maximum about $3,000 from our district. So at the district, there are some grants which we have put there called DDF, District Designated Funds. With the Elevate ROTARACT, you were allowed to participate in the process of global grant application. But global grants of Rotary International start with a minimum amount of money of $30,000. That is the minimum you can apply for if you are going to participate in global grants. But we saw that most of the ROTARACT clubs in our district, they are not strong enough to qualify and participate in the other bigger global grants. So we wanted to make you start getting familiar to the global grant process by putting those funds at the district, called the district designated funds. Some here also to encourage ROTARACTers of Western region to tap into that opportunity. Eugene is there, he is on the committee. Make good use of him. He can guide you on how you can apply for these grants. 2,000 to 5, you can get about 8, 9 or 10 million Ugandan shillings, and it can help you to do some of these projects you are undertaking, such that you are not, you don't get exhausted by telling the ROTARACTers to dig into their pockets to do these grants. So the clubs in Western region, the opportunity is there, tap into it, and I will be so glad to hear that some of the clubs here have applied for that money and you have got it. I want to thank the presidents who have hosted us and all the other presidents of Western region. You can stand up for recognition. Where are the presidents? I think they can briefly tell us their clubs. The others, I had thought we are like 4, but there are many presidents in the house. They can mention their name and the clubs they are representing.
A good afternoon to you all. HCP Ashimwe Daffin, RAC Uganda Nursing School, Windy. Thank you.
I'm Ismail Tumwebaze, Rotary Club of Kasese President.
My name is Kobsinge Grace. I'm the Hope Creator President of Rotary Club of Mara University of Science and Technology.
Good afternoon. My name is Kawaga Rebecca, Hope Creator President, Ivan.
Dixon Arinda is my name, the president of the ROTARACT Club of Bushenyi.
Good afternoon to you all. My name is Baba Sandra, representing the president of ROTARACT Club of Makerere University Business School.
Good afternoon to you all. I'm President Gilbert Arinda from Rotary Club of Mbarara, and we are proudly sponsored by Rotary Club of Mbarara.
It's Elioda Nwasa Asila here, the Hope Creating President of the Rotary Club of Mbarara City.
Good afternoon to you all. Brian Peter Mujuris, representing President Rotary Club of Kabale Community.
So another round of applause for our Hope Creator presidents. I recognize presidents because all work in clubs takes place, all work in Rotary takes place in a club, and the clubs are led by presidents. Of course, your DRR, Prudence, has set goals as the district. The secretary is here and all the officers. The Ray Caravan is here. But all those events and all those activities can only succeed if we have stronger presidents. Because these presidents are the ones who are supposed to sell the goals of the district. They explain the activities of the district to their members, such that their members can have a buy-in to what is happening. So our Hope Creator presidents, one message to you, I call upon you to be very serious with your work as presidents. We lead for one Rotary, and I pray that your year can count. Let your year count. The Ray Caravan is here. Why don't you say, in my year, I'm going to take the whole membership of my club to Ntungamo? That is, these are some of the things as presidents you can boast about and you say we achieved. We had 100% attendance in Ray. We had 100% attendance at the DCA. We now have the Western Mega Fellowship coming in Kabale. Attend all these activities, and you as presidents, make sure that you inspire these Rotaractors, inspire the people you are leading if you are to achieve. One of the reasons why we don't achieve our goals as a district is because we tend to have leaders or presidents who also don't understand what is happening at the district. As a president, are you conversant with the district goals? Do you know what the DRR wants? Do you know her area of focus? Like Chiseka said here, her area of focus is on polio eradication. Now you as a Hope Creator president serving with your DRR, do you have any activity of polio eradication you have lined up in your year? Or if you don't have an activity you are going to undertake, what is your polio plus goal of contribution in your Rotaract Club? So you have to understand the goals of the district, the goals of the leadership, such that you don't be in your Rotaract Club of Kasese and you do completely things that are not aligned to what is happening in the district. That's how Rotary moves. We have a strategy by our umbrella organization, Rotary International. It is from that strategy that also the district also coins a strategy, and then the district strategy. Clubs have to align all their goals and strategies of a year depending on the strategy of the district. Otherwise, there are some Rotaract clubs, that's why some of the clubs keep on complaining that we have done a lot, but we have not won any award at the district. What's the criteria for winning, say, awards? You may do a lot in your Rotaract club, but when the things you are doing, they are good, but not aligned to the goals of the district. And when the DRR and the awarding committee to give out the awards. Then they give out the awards depending on the goals which they had highlighted. And for you, even if you do a lot, but when they are not aligned to the district goals, then there is no way your club can be awarded. So let us try to get in touch with the district leadership. Let us be conversant with these activities such that we can get aligned. I want to thank my brother here, Sankara, of the Innovation Village. Let us clap for him. So thank you for hosting us. Thank you for the panel discussion about protecting the environment which you have conducted, and also the practical exercise and experience you have been demonstrating here of preserving our environment. So thank you for opening the gates of this place, and you give us such a very ambience venue. I feel at home, and I feel we are blessed to be hosted in such a venue. This venue is not even there in Kampala. So let us clap for the Innovation Village. I had my friend from Chadondo from Lubowa talking about Lubowa, Kampala. But in Lubowa there is no venue like this. So Chadondo, you may not mention about Lubowa, Kampala when you don't have these facilities. But we thank the Innovation Village for hosting us this morning and afternoon. I thank the Ray Committee. I thank the chairperson here and the entire committee for the work you are doing. And I know we are going to pull it off. I know we are going to have a successful Ray in Intungamo. Country Chair, I don't know whether these road tractors are going to be part of the mega fellowship. Are they aware that they are coming to Kabale? I pray that the Ray Committee, you get in touch with the country chair, because that weekend, is it the Independence Weekend? We are going to be in Kabale for the Western Mega Fellowship. So the Rotary clubs and Rotract clubs of Western region are organizing a mega fellowship in Kabale. So I would pray that as we have the Ray in Intungamo, we can see how we can coin in, and we also have a great representation of road tractors at the Western Mega Fellowship. It would be so absurd for Rotarians to only be in Kabale when the road tractors are also saying Tungamo. We can align and we have one day, maybe after planting the trees or before, and we see how we can maybe have a night of road tractors in the Western Mega Fellowship and unite with the Rotarians, and we continue strengthening these partnerships which we are talking about, of road tractors working closely with Rotarians. So think about it. It's a good opportunity. Many Rotarians are going to travel from Kampala, Masaka, to come and join with the Rotarians of the Western region in the Western Mega Fellowship. We would tap into those synergies and we see how we can combine such that we can be in large numbers come the Western Mega Fellowship. So let us see how we can combine it and how we can join hands and we work together. I have seen our Vice District Trainer, Apollo. I thought it was President Museveni seated in our midst. Given the kind of heart he's putting on, you can stand up for recognition. I think the road tractors of Western region, you have interfaced with the Apollo a number of times. He is also so much pivotal in the development of ROTARACT in this part of the region. So thank you, Apollo, for joining us, and thank you for loving the youth, and thank you for always supporting these youth. Our ROTARACTers, I want to invite you for our district conference and assembly, which is going to happen in Munyonyo between the 24th and the 27th of April. Originally, we had thought of having a joint discon with 9213, but we are going to have separate discons. And what we are going to have is a district conference and assembly, a DCA. It will have 4 nights, it will have 4 days. Unlike the previous ones where we have been having 3, we are going to have 4 this time. And one of the nights or evenings has been given to Rotaractors. So we have given you a full night where you are supposed to showcase everything you have done. This time, we are working with Ismail here is the program's chair for the district conference and assembly. We want the change of chain of the DRR to take place in your independent night. Because we have seen when we combine your night with Rotarians, Rotarians always take the show, and Rotaractors are given something small. They say, talk little. They exchange the chain and they tell you, they give like 5 minutes. And then you see the DRR and maybe the DRRE, they talk when they are fidgeting, they are given little time. For me as your governor, I'm a youthful governor and I'm so passionate about the youth. So we are designating a full night for you. Katusabe Vivian and the team, they are working on the arrangements of that evening. Make sure that you support your leaders. It will be so embarrassing that we have given a full night to the Rotaractors and then you don't show up because they will be calling you. We want you to give your awards. If the DRR is going to award clubs, to use that night to award the clubs in front of the sponsoring Rotary clubs. So we want you to enjoy your night. It's going to be a very good show in Munyonyo. We have lined up very important speakers for you. We have lined up great entertainment. We are bringing a Nigerian artist. We are also bringing Diamond Platinum in Munyonyo. So Munyonyo is going to catch fire. And next year around Feb, we are also going to have a TRA fundraising dinner for our District 9214. And unlike the other dinners, this year we have gone to the Swangs Avenue. So we want to collaborate and partner with the Swangs Avenue to organize for us a TRF dinner in Kololo, ceremonial grounds. So it will be like a show which they always have with those artists. So we are looking at, the other time I was with the directors of Swangs, and we are looking at bringing people like Craig David. So we want to bring those international stars. So those are the people we want. So those are some of the people we want to bring for the TRF dinner. And of course, we shall also have these local artists, aware that Swangs Avenue promotes most of these artists like Azawi and the rest. Of course, those will be there in plenty, like 8 of them. But we also want to bring an international artist. So we want to bring those very, very top-notch musicians of the world. And I think those of you who have ever attended shows that are organized by Swangs Avenue, you can understand what I'm talking about. So this year we have a lot in stock. We want to serve humanity, but we also want to enjoy. We want to enjoy as we serve humanity. And I pray that the Rotaractors, they participate in all these activities because they are lined up for you, and we expect you to attend in very, very large numbers. I know we are about to break off for lunch, and I'm going to borrow another like 5-7 minutes, and I wind up my discussion. So our youth, we have a lot of hope in you because you are our future. So the future of Rotary in our district is in your hands. Of course, as every year passes for us, we keep on growing, we keep on aging, and we want you to take this Rotary business very, very seriously. I've seen our panelists here as they were answering the questions. I saw how confident they are and how they are trying to articulate issues. And these are some of the opportunities ROTARACT give us opportunities to develop our professional and leadership skills. You can't be at such a panel and you answer such questions, you reason, and then after here you go for a job interview and you fail to reason out a panel. So sometimes we look at these things and some of us, we take them for granted and we say, those are there, they are speaking their English and whatever. But there are some skills they are really, really developing, and such skills can be so important for you in the future. So I look at Rotary and ROTARACT as a very important organization. And for me, when I look at the youth like you who are part of this movement, I call you lucky youth. At least I've moved with some youth. I saw Angel Chiseka when he was still at St. Lawrence University when we are forming the ROTARACT Club of Naite Kampala. I've seen him grow. I've seen him develop. Now the way he looks like an MP. He looks like a freedom fighter. I've seen him grow his business. Rotary has supported him grow his business. And I know he's doing well. Courtesy of ROTARACT and courtesy of Rotary. So there are very many benefits of being a Rotaractor, but it depends on you. I always tell people in Rotary is like a buffet. You can go and serve yourself whatever you need to get out of this buffet. So those of you, I've seen this man, the chair for Ray. I saw him some 5 years ago. He was so disorganized. He was disorganized and he couldn't even talk well. But today they have seen him speaking about Ray, talking about the trees, the mobilization. I said, yes, that is my boy. That is my boy. And I think very soon he's going to start a family and get married. Country Chair Isma, did you used to see Boji? The Boji of 3 years ago, they can fight when they put in one room. For me, I've seen this youth. I've seen Boji, but today, Boji is a totally different youth. And I think even his parents and village mates, they are wondering what has happened to him. So, ROTARACT is a very good movement. There are very many skills we develop, but most importantly, ROTARACT teaches us to be responsible citizens. In a disorganized country like Uganda, Uganda is a little bit disorganized, and nobody cares. When I look at most of the youth in Uganda, the way they are conducting their business and the way they are doing things, and I look at the opportunity which ROTARACT gives us as youth to get aligned to be responsible. I think you are belonging to a very important organization. You are belonging to a very, very reputable organization. I told the Rotaractors of Kabale and those of Central Region that when you go to these meetings of Rotarians, copy something from them. Try to copy something from them. Sometimes you run away from these people and you say they are old men. When we go to their meetings, they don't welcome us. But it's upon you to continue chasing them and creating that necessary rapport with them if you are to tap into their wisdom and if you are to tap into their experience. So our Rotaractors, when you go to CPP there and you attend the fellowships of these people of Rotary Club of Mbarara, can you speak to these people? Can you go and meet this man Balaam and ask him about the hardware business? Can you ask him how he has made it? Can you ask these people how are they maintaining their ranches for over 30 years? Or when they take you to their ranch for a home hospitality, you just eat meat and come back smiling. Do you pick anything from that ranch? Can you think of starting your own ranch? I've seen this Eugene here for many years. He also used to be a very young man, and today we walked in with a very big stomach. And I said, is this Eugene? So Eugene has also grown with the Rotary and Rotaract, and is becoming one of the elders there in UGANDA. He's becoming one of the elders in UGANDA. So dear Rotaractors, I want you to tap into this opportunity which Rotary provide. Make sure that you associate intentionally and carefully with these Rotarians. Make sure that you learn from them. Go and invite them in your fellowships to come and talk to you about professional development, about leadership development. Don't fear them. Most of you fear these Rotarians because of the way you present yourself to them. But if you present yourself in a good way, in a respected way, these Rotarians will also respect you. But if you present yourself in a funny way, in a lousy way, they also take you like that. They have jobs, they have companies, they want to give you internships in their corporations. But when you are going for their fellowships, how do you dress? How do you dress? You are going to meet these very old guys, you know they are rigid, you go in your damaged clothes like that, and then you are asking this old man, 65, 70, to place you in his company, in your damaged clothes as a lady. So this man will look at you and say, what is this young girl talking about? So know how to position yourself. Know how to position yourselves if you are going to get out of some of these things. The youth of today, they tend to say we are cool. The youth are cool, and you don't care so much about life. But however much you say you are cool, the basics and the principles of life remain the same. So make sure you position yourselves very, very well. Be calm, be humble, be disciplined. For me, when I look at most of these people who are so successful in life, when you go near them, they are so humble, most of them. Some are so quiet. Some don't even say any word. But they own very, very big businesses. They are living very important lives. I know we are still youth, we are energetic. But again, this is the time for us to cultivate a fertile ground for being very responsible and living very important lives in the future. Like they read in my CV, may I believe that every individual has potential to succeed. Every individual, irrespective of your social, economic background. Me, I lost my dad when I was 3 years. I lost my mom when I was 12 years, when I was about 15 years in senior 2. So I had no parents. But that one could not deter me from struggling to achieve to the extent of starting a secondary school when I was 23 years of age, when I was still at Makerere University, poor as I was. So for me, I believe, irrespective of your socio-economic background, whether your parents were poor, whether they didn't go to school, the onus is on you. The future is in your hands. I read this book by Ben Carson, that surgeon of the US, Gifted Hands. So always look at your hands and ask yourself, are my hands really gifted? So I read that book of Gifted Hands, and Ben Carson says, it's upon you, the way you use your brain, the way you use your hand, the way you use the resources and the energy you have, which can make you to succeed in your life. So from today, my youth of Western region, always look at your hands and look at your fingers and ask yourself, do I really have gifted hands, or I don't have? I also read a book when I was in senior 3, a book which changed my life, written by a Kenyan, you see, called Gathiongo. So I read a book called, it was saying, Across the Bridge, Crossing the Bridge. So I read that book, Crossing the Bridge, and the writer was explaining how poor people can cross bridges. How do you cross from that bridge of being so underprivileged in society to also dine and wine with the privileged and influential people in society? Get in touch with such writings and get certain kind of inspirations. When I read that book in senior 3, I said I have to cross the bridge also. But I want to warn you, crossing bridges in a poor country like Uganda is very hard. Especially crossing the poverty bridge is very, very hard. Here we are, we have all grown. Remember your friends of primary, those you sat senior 4 with, and try to find out where are they right now. Most of them, the world has already pushed them into darker corners, and it is caning them very, very seriously. And the world does not care. It does not care. Even these road tractors you are stayed with, they don't care so much. You can do without food, and they say, but we thought you had something to eat. But when for you, you are going hungry. So the world does not care so much. It's upon you to care and struggle and strive for success as an individual. Stop the blame game. Stop blaming your parents, blaming your grandees. You know, for us, we always have excuses for failure. When someone fails, he or she apportions blame to other people. But successful people take responsibility of their actions, and they take responsibility of their life. What you want now, even when, as we are studying here, today, in this Innovation Village Hall here, what you are right now is because of the decisions you made in the past. Whether you were a road tractor, whether you are a medic, whether you are an engineer, whether you are a photographer, whether you have a kid now, whether you are married, what you are right now is because of the decisions you made some time back. Either 2 years, 3 years. So start asking yourself, what decisions did I make in the last 2 to 3 years? And also what you are going to be 5 years from now depend on the decisions you are making today. Only that. Life's about decision making and the choices we make. So we have to take responsibility of our own choices and the decisions we make. Think of the decisions you made when you were in senior 1, senior 2. If you are the guy who, when the chemistry teacher came, or math teacher, you used to get out, you say you hate that guy. So still you did not take sciences, maybe at A level. And that's where we are. But taking science is not the end. But those that are decisions you took when you were in senior 1 or senior 2. In most cases, by the time people wake up to realize that they made several wrong decisions, time was gone. The decisions you make now are going to determine what you are going to be 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. So stop extending your blame and your personal failures to other people. Everything is in your hands. The ball is in your court. The success you are going to achieve and what you are going to be is entirely and entirely in your hands, but depending on the choices you make. Be proactive. Proactive people always have a positive thinking, they have a positive mindset, and they believe in achieving. Proactive people are unstoppable. Even if it is raining, even if there is sunshine, even if it is what, proactive people believe that they can achieve what they want to achieve. But reactive people, they always blame the weather, they blame the environment, they blame their parents, they blame everything. So I want you to be proactive youth. Take responsibility of your lives. Take charge of your actions and decisions. The message I want to leave to you is life is about decisions and choices we make on a daily basis. What you are right now is because of the decisions you made 2 to 3 years or 5 years ago. And what you are going to be 5 years from now depends on the decisions and the choices you are making today. I want you to tap into the opportunities which Rotary and ROTARACT provide for us. I want us to be successful. Dear Rotaractors, I am a lucky man. Why do I say I'm lucky? I'm so lucky because, as I've told you my family background, I tasted poverty when I was young. And I know what it means to be poor. I have lived a life of extreme poverty. But again, God has blessed me, and I have also lived a life of abundance. I have traveled. I've gone to the US, I've gone to the UK, I've gone to India, I've gone to Canada, I've gone to China. I can afford a good car. I can afford most of the basic needs of life and the luxuries of life. But I want to tell you, the gap between the poor, the gap between the haves and the have-nots is a very, very huge gap. So me, I'm lucky that I've tested those two lives, and they are completely, totally different lives. We are here, we are somehow privileged youth. But as you get out of this innovation village and you get here, you land into a slum, and now you see very unprivileged and poverty-stricken youth. The gap between you and a very wide gap. So let us struggle, and I want to tell you success is very sweet, money is very important, and all of us in life, we are struggling to be well off, and we are struggling to live a good life. I want to meet you in the future, when you are the future leaders, the future business people, future presidents, future politicians. We want to be proud of our youth. Say that as we age out, there are people we can count on, that they are going to take on our organization, and we continue serving humanity. I thank you for coming today. I thank you for sparing your time and resources in this journey of service above self. I know you are all struggling. Most of you are struggling with the resources. But even when the Ray Caravan says we want trees, someone struggles to pull out the 10,000, the 5,000, the 20,000. And that's a very good heart, and that's a very good spirit. So I thank you so much for your selflessness, and thank you for serving humanity. And I want to implore you, let us put in more effort this year through our ROTARACT clubs, and we go out and we create a lot of hope in the world. I will also contribute 100 trees to the Ray Caravan. Chadon requested for my school bus. I'll give you my school bus. And I also talked to some of other directors, like of St. Mark, Our Lady, St. Augustine, where I sit on the board, to see whether I can get you some of these buses. Before I sit, I want to recognize these presidents of Western Region. I bought you some theme pins for you to appreciate you for your accepting to be Hope Creator Presidents. So I'm going to pin on your lapel a pin to show that I visited the Western Region, and we are going to work together in this journey of creating hope in the world. So President Alinda, thank you for accepting to part with some of your resources and time to inspire the road tractors of Mbarara in our effort to create hope in the world. Congratulations. Next is Nwasasira. Mbarara City. Primary teacher. So the world is round. The teacher who taught Grace here is now my PA, and they have met again. And she's an engineer. So that is very interesting. The teacher is now serving. It is interesting that the teacher is now serving with a student. So congratulations. Also shake the hand with your teacher. Another president is Ismail Tumwebaze Kasese. So President Ismail, thank you so much for accepting to create hope in this year 2023-2024. Another one is Alinda. You are from Bushenyi. So President Alinda, thank you so much for accepting to create hope in the world. Lead your ROTARACTers and achieve all the goals you have set. Congrats. We have Daphne Asimwe. Ashimwe. So President Daphne, you must have traveled, I think, the longest distance from Chihihi, School of Nursing. So thank you for accepting to create hope in the world. Congratulations. The one for Kabale received when I visited the ROTARACTers of Kabale. I recognized those presidents. So I request all the presidents have recognized to come back on stage and we take a group photo. And as we take a group photo, we stand up and we sing for them that they are jolly good fellows. Who is going to lead us in the song? Who is leading us in the song? They are jolly good fellows. Does Woji know how to sing?
There's no way we can fail to sing. Did to what the bus to Ganoku Yimba?
They are jolly.
Abana kandi barungi, abana kandi barungi, abana kandi barungi. Kanibe jejeta, kanibe jejeta, kanibe jejeta. Abana kandi barungi, abana kandi barungi, abana kandi barungi. Kanibe jejeta. Mazima.
Mazima.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for our district governor. Guys, we can do better than that. Let's give a big round of applause to our district governor. Thank you so much, Francisco, for speaking to us and for your words of inspiration. At this point, we are going to do the following things. One, we are going to close fellowship. But before we close fellowship, I'll invite Chadondo Mohammed to give us the statistics for the collections of the day. Thereafter, I will invite, okay, please give us.
Thank you so much, friends, and thank you so much, our DG, and everyone that has contributed today. We are very lucky that to announce that we have collected 607,000. Please clap. Thank you so much. And in the same spirit, we've also moved away with one of us, and more are still coming. Courtesy of the DG. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. 600,000 and a bus. That is very, very good, and more are still coming. At this point, I'm going to invite Rotarian Rotaractor PLD Chair Eugene to come and pass a vote of thanks to our governor. Please be quick about it, and we will leave here thereafter. But before we leave, I will ask Reverend to please give a blessing to our meal that we are going to have after. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Eugene, Rotarian Eugene.
Thank you, Sugar. I was worried I was going to eat last. Now I have an opportunity to move with the high table to go and eat. The presidents of the city, thank you very much. I mean Embarrassed, not the ROTARACT Club. Thank you very much for hosting us. Our governor, you on point. Thank you for your wise counsel, and we always look up to this. Our country chair, the English has improved. You're doing well, my friend. All-Star President, Ismail, you're doing well. And members, the Rotarians, Rotaractors, and friends of Rotary and Rotaract that have joined us for this, I want to use a word that I felt on auspicious occasion when we host. It's not auspicious. Thank you very much for today. The Innovation Village, thank you very much. Chadondo, Sugar, you see how they host the governor. This is how ROTARACT clubs do it. So, DS, when you go back, you can take the entire branch that the governor is hosted to a luncheon. Not soda, not cake. It's how they host the governor. But lastly, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being with us today. Back to the MC, the tall MC.
Thank you so much, Eugene. At this point, I'm going to ask, okay, before I ask Ediar Zuleika to give us the final toast, we are going to plant trees outside. Chief planter will be the governor. And thereafter, we will take group photos outside. I hope the photographer is ready. And yes, thereafter, we will come back for our lunch. So let's do this as fast as possible. So you've just had breakfast, now you're also going to have lunch. So yeah, clubs in Western, please. Thank you very much. We agree. We agree you guys are on another level. Reverend, please come give a blessing to our meal. Zuleika, please prepare to give us the final toast.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the gift of this day. We thank you for the successful of this function. We thank you for the leadership of this club. We therefore call upon you to bless each and everyone here. May you give us safe journeys as we go back, and may you strengthen us as we move on for the function tomorrow in Tungam, O Lord. Our Heavenly Father, you have prepared food for us. May you bless it as it nourishes our bodies and we take it in good faith, O Lord God. And may that blessing of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit be upon everyone here, be upon his or her plans. May that blessing be upon this very club. May that blessing be upon the projects that they have started.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us stay standing as Zuleika gives us the final toast.
Thank you so much, Peter. Before I give in the final toast, I'd also like to thank the DG for loving the youth so much. I joined ROTARACT in 2018, but I've never seen a DG making a specific visit to ROTARACTers. DG, thank you so much. We now get to the final toast. The guests, when I say we bless to Rotary International, to the wonderful visit that we've had from our DG, I propose a toast to Rotary International.
All right, led by Alex Boji. Alex, please lead the governor and his team so that we can plant trees. And we will take a group photo. Ladies and